explain this. It was never intended for me to know that Janelle was moving.
Now what? Just depends on the man that I find, I guess, and what we decide to do
The
together.
most heart-wrenching moment from Sister Wives reality television history aired when Garrison Brown passed away. From a surface perspective, this embodies a narrative about family tragedy while also showing grief alongside loss. But when you look closer, there's an uncomfortable truth here. Garrison's death unfolded beyond the isolation of his private life. This was a collapse waiting to happen, and the signs were there for years. Let's be real. The Brown family hasn't been a family in a long time. Kody owned multiple residencies with Robin, while Janelle continued her quest for independence, and Christine started dating a new man, while Mary merely stayed present. Meanwhile, Garrison was struggling: depression, alcohol, isolation, and nobody stepped in until it was too late. Janelle admitted they knew he was in a bad place. They offered him love and support. But what does that even mean? A true act of love extends beyond mere declarations of affection. A true act of support for your son means securing genuine treatment instead of trusting he might recover on his own. This family preaches loyalty, but where was that loyalty when Garrison needed it most? Garrison's drinking wasn't a secret. His drinking began during the time of COVID until it became unmanageable. The family knew. They all knew. But instead of intervention, we got shrugs and "he'll figure it out." They describe it now as if the problem ran away from everyone's control while demonstrating complete helplessness in stopping it. Addiction functions differently than what people commonly believe. Hoping for someone to get better isn't enough when dealing with addiction. You fight for them. And let's talk about Kody, the self-proclaimed patriarch. Where was he? He was so obsessed with his COVID rules and loyalty test rhetoric that he failed to detect his son's struggle for survival. The irony is painful. A man who demands absolute devotion from his wives and kids couldn't even be bothered to show up when his son needed him most. Then comes the funeral. And look, grief is complicated, but when your entire life is a TV show, how much of that grief is real and how much is for the cameras? All the dramatic pauses and look to the stars moment in addition to the speeches combine to create a staged atmosphere. There exists a disconnect between Garrison's real life beyond his appearance on the television show. It's just another plot line for Sister Wives. And Christine's line about celebrating him properly in the summer. What does that even mean? The burial rite performed in Wyoming fails to reverse the underlying events. It doesn't bring him back. The show provides TLC with another pretext to create a special episode for its upcoming season. Here's the hard truth. The death of Garrison was completely preventable. Mental health crises have an ongoing development process rather than sudden appearances. They build. Those who declare their love for you should genuinely spot the warning signs. They're supposed to act. But the Browns didn't. They were too wrapped up in their own drama, their own relationships, their own TV storylines. Now they're left with guilt, regret, and a million what-ifs. What if they'd pushed harder for rehab? What if Kody had actually been a father instead of a reality TV villain? What if someone had just listened when Garrison was crying out for help? If there's anything to take away from this tragedy, it's this. Mental health remains a principal center of focus rather than a supplementary subplot. The issue requires direct action because you can't just ignore it or wait for it to resolve by itself. Garrison's passing demands immediate attention as a warning to both the Browns and society as a whole. If you see someone struggling, do something. Don't wait until it's too late. And as for the sister wives, maybe it's time they ask themselves, are they a family or just a TV show? The present situation exhibits clear signs of a modern-day reality show instead of a real family unit.